Hello and welcome to more Zero Day Action. Today we are casting a match between the team French against the team Centurions. Integrating the team Centurions, we have here Boudica, Unknown Player, Havren, and Go to Die. And as the team French, we have Dakara, Taqueiras, Esu, and Meta Foundations. This is the game from the first week from the team game tournament. The map is Balanced Mainland. Okay, so let's take a look at the borders first. Here we have Boudica as the Persians, bordering Takara as the Ptolemies. And on the top we have Go to Die as the Ptolemies, and on the right we have Meta Foundations as the Romans. As you can see, this is a high food generation. On the pockets we have Havren and Unknown Player. And for the team French, we have Taqueiras and Esu. Okay, let's take a look and see what everyone is doing. Boudica going pretty standard so far. Unfortunately for this biome, it is not often that we have a lot of hunt because the only hunt available for this fauna is the peacocks and they only offer 50 food. So unfortunately for him, he won't have too much hunt available. We have here an unknown player going pretty standard as well, going with the women for now, and yeah, he went for the house first approach. Okay.
Yeah, see?
Havren going pretty standard as well, nothing fancy. Oh, actually, we see that the card has a lot of infantry. Let's see what he's doing. Okay, it's because he's Ptolemies, so he's able to make a lot of skirmishers first. Yes. But so far, everyone going pretty standard, no one going for a lot of cavalry. Go to Die as the Ptolemies also has a little bit of an infantry lead. Nothing much to see at the moment. Now, with regard of the positioning, let's see here. Boudica and Dakara here, I think Dakara can sustain quite well, especially as the Ptolemies, and they also have a pretty good defensive capability as the Ptolemies because you can make so many infantry at the start. Now for this flank here, we have Meta Foundations against Go to Die. This is also a good flank, a balanced flank, so I think the game will most be over the pockets. But Boudica may be able to apply good pressure on Dakara here. Unfortunately, for Team French, they started with the Iber as the pocket. Usually you want to have the Iber as the flank so that the other player can't harass so easily on this side. And they have actually to go around if they want to have an effective push later on. Go to Die actually a little bit slow on his start. Okay, he's going for the camels. Yeah, well, he has a little bit of hunt, but it's not too much, so he'll have to be really efficient with this build if he wants to accomplish much. And you can see that he's already stocking up a little bit of food, but since nobody is actually going for cavalry, this might be in favor of his team. And he's actually not going for the hunt, going straight for the harass. This might be effective, let's see. So Meta Foundations has a Spear Cav. A Spear Cav alone is able to defend quite well against these 4 Camel Archers, so he should be safe here. But unfortunately, yeah, this is not a good location to harass. He should be going around, taking a look, and see if he can harass, for example, the food production here. And Meta Foundations with a very inefficient food production so far. Now we see that Boudica is also making cavalry. And he was able to get 6 kills so far, so I think he found a pocket of women. Yeah, probably the women that were on these berries. Go to Die also got 2 kills already on this harassment. Yeah, he got the women that were fetching from these berries here, and also distracted the men that were there. So far, pretty good harass from T1. And Boudica retreats to heal. But pretty good harass so far. Boudica with 7 kills, no losses. Go to Die with 2 kills, no losses. I'm a little bit concerned that Go to Die went for Discovery, and so far... Oh, he's getting more kills. Okay, let's go there. Yeah, he's keeping on the pressure.
Yeah, see?
Takedas is actually having to help him. So this accomplishes a lot. Since you are distracting two enemies and they have their economies low down. He already got 5 kills. So I think this is paying off quite well for him. And he's still harassing on this side. Meta Foundation is not looking at it. But he should retreat to Field of Discovery. And he does that. But as you can see here, Go to Die is doing a lot of good damage here. Meta Foundation does not see what's happening here. Pretty good harassment. Now finally Meta Foundation sees it. Go to Die, pretty decent micro. Yeah, really nice to see this. But he should retreat Discovery. Yeah, he loses one, he might lose another. Okay. Loses another to the CC. But so far he's having pretty good trades here. Even though he's losing a lot of cavalry unnecessarily. But his economy with these losses is now should be a little behind of Meta Foundations yet. Boudica keeping on with the harassment. He finds a pocket here from Esu. And Boudica also with pretty high amount of kills. And I think he might have lost only one. From Dakara. Again, another pocket of women. Not the best management of defense for Team French. Pretty nice harassment so far. Okay, we might have a little bit of a breathing space, especially since Go to Die cavalry momentum has stopped a little bit since he lost a lot. Currently, he has 11. Where is the other cavalry from? Go to Die. Oh, it's in the middle here. Okay.
Yeah, see?
Boudica also retreating a little bit. Now Go to Die harassing the pockets. This is pretty good. He could even go a little bit closer, yeah, and that's what he does. Late reaction time from the Takedas. Oh, not a single snipe. Okay. But he still can keep harassing here. Team Centurions coming really strong on this first game of the tournament. Very nice and effective harass. Now, as you can see here, because of this harassment, the pockets are booming like crazy here. And the Takedas and Esu, unfortunately, are not being able to follow up. Esu got his economy slowed down, since he also wanted to help Dakara. I mean, Meta Foundations. And Boudica taking map control of this location. And he already amassed a high amount of cavalry, 21. At this stage, 23 cavalry can do a good amount of damage, but if the enemy is defending on a single location with all the army, then the harassment capability is a little bit hampered by that. But if they can find separate pockets of gatherers, they still should be able to clean up a lot. Meanwhile, Go to Die is still looking for a little bit of harass.
Yeah, see? Yeah, see? Yeah, see?
Very nice harassment from Boudica. If he does not get any single kill here, he's lowering the economy from Esu a lot here.
Yeah, see?
Boudica could get a single or 2 kills in the retreat, and that's what he does, but unfortunately he didn't get a single kill. Got a heavily damaged. Okay, nice micro. Get a kill. Another kill, 2 kills, good, 3 kills. Very nice micro here.
ESC.
Okay, he retreats. And what we see here,
ESC.
Takeda's also made his own cavalry. But he should be a little bit careful, especially when Boudica is running around with 21 cavalry army. Okay, Boudica finds another pocket here.
ESC.
He might be able to take this camel and retreat, because these towers can get a little bit of damage. Yeah, he should not be staying here for much longer. But as you can see here, Go to Die also has the same amount of kills. Meta Foundation seems to be ignoring these camels, actually. So pretty good job by Team Centurions. Now at the same time, we can see here that Havren is already in phase 2 with 153 population and high infantry amount. So this will come really strong for him. Yeah, Havren will have a pretty good boom. And interestingly, Unknown Player is actually delaying his phase 2 a lot. Usually I don't like, actually, when you delay your phase 2, even if you get a good lead. I prefer that you phase 2 a little bit earlier, get the upgrades and get the engine going, but it's working well for him, so I don't mind that so much. The only player from the second team that is from Team French that is able to match a little bit of the boom from Team 1 is the Takeda's, but still very far away. As you can see here, both Boudica and Go to Die are having their economies slow down a lot, even against the players that they rushed to start with. But I think it's paid off a lot for them, because the whole team is much more slow than if you take in consideration the amount of boom that the pocket players were able to achieve meanwhile. So I think this actually paid off for Team Centurions. But I think for Go to Die, it didn't pay a lot, actually. We see a little bit of an imbalance with resources for him. A little bit of imbalance for Unknown Player, but Unknown Player should be able to P3 really soon. So he might be able to offset that later. And for Boudica, as we see here, 41 cavalry, it's getting close to that amount of critical mass of units that you are able just to trample all of the gatherers anywhere that you walk with this cavalry. So for example, if he goes straightly to this stone mine, he might be able to get all these workers at the same time. Even these workers on wood here. And that is the case, actually. So after you reach a certain critical mass of cavalry, you can just go around and harass the economies of your opponents without having any concern about that. I think this is still... Boudica can still win these fights, but I think the losses might be very expensive for him. Nevertheless, he's still... Well, he's actually losing a lot of units here. So I'm not sure this is a really good fight to take. Yeah, he should retreat now. And he does that. I think the idea was good, but you really need to achieve that critical mass and take your fights more wisely. So for example, if you went to this stone here and just picked off a few units, or tried to pick off a few units from the wood gatherers but fled right after he got a certain amount of kills, I think it would have been more efficient from Boudica here. Still, I think he's team in a considerable lead. especially considering that the pockets might be able to do really big pushes and finish off these flanks here that are very softened up. Especially the cara I see here. Yeah, the cara could be trampled by an unknown player really soon. It will depend if an unknown player will be aggressive or not. But we see that things have calmed a little. Oh, actually not. We see a big push from Harvin coming up. Meta Foundation's actually not in the worst spot, considering that he was rushed by Go to Die. Go to Die's rush did not pay off in the long run. He got a lot of problems with his economy. As you can see, his metal is really imbalanced. Meta Foundation, unfortunately, does not have a lot of entering capability. So this might get dangerous for him. He does not have actually any swordsman, it seems. Yeah, he does not have any swordsman. Okay, yeah, this will get scary for Meta Foundations very soon. Now, something that I don't like that I'm seeing here is that unknown player is not being as aggressive as he could be, especially knowing that Dakara is so slowed down. So something that I would like to see more from an unknown player in the future is to be more aggressive here, as you can see with Avram here. Now, I have a concern here because Meta Foundation is actually not so bad, and Dakedas should be able to support him quite well here against Havram. And Go to Die is actually not able to reinforce too much on this push. So the momentum for Havram here might be stifled a little bit. The only reason I think that this push is actually being somewhat effective is because Meta Foundations does not have any entering capability. And we also see that we have some Skiritai on the CC that could be targeting this run. A little bit of oversight from Meta Foundation, from Dakedas.
Yeah, see?
We see a little bit of a counter-insurgency from Eso. He should be able to get a few good kills here, so this is really nice to see. But it won't change too much the course of the game at the moment. He could still be able to take a few good fights, especially if he finds this pocket of women. So if he scouts well, he might be able to do a little bit of good damage against Havern. But as you can see here, Havern is actually coming right very strong. And we don't see much from Dakedas here, so... Oh, it's because Dakedas is being harassed by Boudica in this location. Okay.
Yeah, see?
Okay, Dakedas comes with his army here. Actually, does Dakedas have Diaspora? Because I see his units here. Maybe they were gathering resources? Yeah, he might have that. And Boudica having quite good trades here in this location against Esu. Esu not in a good position at the moment.
Yeah, see?
At the same time, Havran, well, it seems that his population is dwindling a little bit. As I mentioned, Go to Die is not able to help on this push from Havran. And at the same time, Esu is still doing a pretty good job with his counter rush here. His counter attack. He might be able to find this pocket of women. This would be good for him. But as we see here, Havran push is pushed back. And Boudica is making good progress on this harassment against Dakedas as well. Yeah, and Esu finds this pocket of women. Let's see if he's able to take some. Unfortunately, his cavalry is quite damaged here. But if he gets more closer, I think it would be better for him. Just get closer to this pocket and kill these women. And we see that Havran population is bleeding fast. Fortunately for Havran, he has a lot of food and wood. I wonder if he does not have enough barracks. Yeah, he has only 2 and not using them all the time. So he should have built more barracks before this push.
DST?
An unknown player seems to have woken up and now is going over the Katas. So at the same time that it's a weakness for an unknown player that to not be aggressive, I think he could have already taken down Dakar a long time ago. But when he comes really strong with all the rams and possibly even the upgrades for the rams, as you can see here. He's even finished the attack upgrade right now. So yeah, Takeda's is actually not so bad here, but his units are out of position. And with this fort here, Avron should be able to defend quite decently. And as you can see here, unknown player is going to trample everything in this location. Takeda's does not have the Skirita commando to help defend against these runs as well at the moment. Oh, he has actually 18 at the back here. I think he could actually commit some of these. I think he could have actually garrisoned some of these Skirita commando on the barracks and did a little bit of micro. He might have been able to snipe a few of these runs without too many losses. Because as it stands, he will lose a lot of his barracks here. And his Kiritai fighting this location will not be efficient at all. It would have been better for him, for example, to garrison this Kiritai on the barracks if the Rams went to them and then micro against them, or just garrison this Kiritai inside the CC, because right now he's losing this Kiritai fast. Even though he's actually being able to snipe a few of these runs, we see only 3 runs at the moment, so he might be able to actually stifle this push from unknown player, but he has already done enough. Look at the population from the Katas. At the same time, we see now Havron coming back with some support from Gotudai with Chemo Archers. What is Boudica doing at the moment? Okay, Boudica seems to actually be coming back to Boom and healing his cavalry and trying to get it back to its shape. But this push from unknown player should be stifled a little bit. But as you can see here, Havron and Gotudai change course, and instead of going to Meta Foundations, they're actually going for the Kadas for the final blow. And I think this was a really good communication from the team, a really good move together. So we see some good team play in action here. Meta Foundation is actually not so bad, and he's... whoa. Okay, we see this aggressive camp from Meta Foundations, and he's being able to push here. I don't think Gotudai has much anti-rank capability because he does not have a military colony, so this could do a lot of damage here. And this is pushed back a little bit. Yes, I think they will be able to push back, but since they see this attack from Meta Foundations, they change course again and go to Meta Foundations instead. I think going to the CC could have been the play here. Well, actually, they have 4 Skiritai, but 4 Skiritai will not stop this run, especially with support from this army. Will they come back to try and save Gotudai? It seems like... okay, what a little bit of indecisiveness from Havron here. Now, I think they... okay, we have this elephant here, but this elephant will come a little bit late against these 3 rams. Let's see what happens. I think Meta Foundations could be able to actually destroy this CC. Where are the Skiritai? We had some Skiritai? Oh, the Skiritai are here. Oh, alright. Yeah, this CC will go down. But at the same time, we finally see Havron focusing on Meta Foundations. I think it was a mistake to not go there first, but killing the house is not so bad as well. And Boudica coming back with the harass here. Yeah, Boudica is not being able to achieve that critical mass. He invested a lot and his economy suffered because of it. So T2 is actually not in a very bad position. But we might see Meta Foundation going down right now. Yeah, he was able to kill... to destroy Gotudai CC here, but he also lost CCC. And I think the position for Team Centurions here is much stronger than the position for Team French here. because Team French does not have a lot here. Gotsudai might be able to recover, and at the same time Havron has still a lot of arm in this location, while Meta Foundation has lost virtually everything that he had here, except for this camp. Even the camp might go down. Okay, it will not go down. But Meta Foundations is in a bad spot. And also at the same time, we see a little bit of a push from Dakara. It might be effective because Dakara was able to boom while all of this is happening. He was not supporting the other team, but he was able to boom. And since Boudica had a lot of investment with the cavalry, Dakara might be able to find a weak spot here. But I don't see any siege from Dakara. Yeah, Dakara has only this elephant, so I don't think this push can go too far, actually. There's not a lot of things that Dakara can do here. So for example, if Boudica just defends well here, he will not lose much against this push. We see Havron here building the CC on the location where was Meta Foundation CC. I think this... Oh, Meta Foundation is coming back to try and deny this with the support of Dakara. Okay, I'm not sure the CC will go up. I think they should be focusing the CC here. It might go up. Yeah, it... Okay. Everyone reacts here. Yeah, I think CC will not go up so fast right now. But at the same time, Havron is killing all the infrastructure from Meta Foundations. So every unit that Meta Foundations loses here, he is not being able to replace so fast. And Unknown Player gets back to his base, rebooms, and now comes back to another finishing blow on Dakara. I think this is a really good team play from Team Centurions, because they are using the strengths of each player. Havron with the aggressiveness, and Unknown Player with booming up and coming with these really strong pushes. And I don't think Dakara has any chance of defending this. I think this might be it for Team French. Now, Havron had this little problem where he overextended trying to build the CC and actually was in a quite vulnerable position, being sandwiched by both Meta Foundations and Dakeras. But I'm not so sure that this flank is actually in a good position for Meta Foundations and Dakeras, especially with Dakara going down here. And I think Dakara will go down pretty fast. This push here, as I was mentioning, I'm not sure it was good for him. I don't even think that Boudica should be engaging here. So for example, Boudica just garrison his cavalry here, make a tower and keeps booming. He only needs to do that. But distracting here is not so bad as well, especially since Dakara won't be able to replace these units so easily with Unknown Player in his backyard. Now from Dakeras here, I don't think he can push too much. He's not maxed out. We see an attempt from Meta Foundation to reboom here, but with 32 units it will take a long while to do that. I'm not sure this elephant will be able to do much here if Meta Foundation finds it and destroys it. Yeah, okay, Gotsudai is wise and returns back, so he should be able to harass with these camels. Okay, what he does? Okay, instead of doing that, he'll actually join with Havron and try this fight here against Dakeras. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, Unknown Player goes for the CC. These rams could be ravaging, I think, here from Dakara, especially since Dakara has few swordsmen. He has a few, but not enough to fight against all of these full upgraded rams. So instead of going for these walls here, he should be being able to destroy these houses, these barracks, and destroy any capability of Dakara to reboom. So a little bit of a mistake there, in my opinion. Now, Gotsudai allowed Meta Foundations to rebuild. He was a little bit slow to find this. He could, with all those camels, he should have been able to harass a lot. Even if the CC would have been built, he could have killed a lot of units from Meta Foundations. But Havron is still not in a good position in terms of population. Dakeras and Ezu are mounting some resistance, but this resistance should be crushed really soon, especially if Unknown Player pushes here. So Unknown Player made this CC, but this CC is not affording him too much. He should do one of those. Fortify this position, like make some towers here, and then destroy the rest of Takara. Or use these rams and ransack this location, or even go for Esu, because at the moment he should be more aggressive. He shouldn't be doing this. He's just giving time for both Esu and Dakara to mount a resistance. And go to die, going for the harass here. The hero will be sniped from Dakara.
ESC?
Bodica is still not in a good position in terms of booming, but he's using the cavalry to his best of his ability. I think he shouldn't be taking these fights because this cavalry will not be replaced very easily. I'm not sure what unknown player is doing here. He should not be gathering resources at the moment, especially with the bank he has. Yeah, he should be more aggressive, and that's what he's doing right now. Okay, good. Now, Gochudai is maxed out and helping Havren fight against Akedas here. He has also 2 catapults in his location. I think the Akedas can't do much to defend here. Yeah, and this is game. Okay, very nice. So, what I think about this match? Well, I think that Bodica did a really good job with his early rush. He softened up a lot of Dakara. So for example, when unknown player was already maxed out and phase 3, Dakara was at 130 population and phase 2 yet. From Go to Die, I think that he did a pretty decent job against I think it was Meta Foundations, yes. But I think that he didn't actually prepare for booming later. He went for these corals. He went for he had a lot of economy imbalance, so he was not able to capitalize on a lot on that. Yeah, he was a little bit behind, and that actually hurt his team because he was not able to support this Havren push against Meta Foundations, and Akedas was able to support it quite decently here. But still, Havren was able to do decent damage, but since Gotudai was not able to support, it was not enough, even though Havren Boom was quite good. Now, on this side here, unknown player was able to hibernate for a long period of time and get to the state where he feels comfortable with pushing, especially since Bodica was able to inflict so much damage here on Dakara. I think it would have been more effective from a known player to be a little bit more aggressive. So for example, if he had done something similar to what Havren did, just make a run and already go for it, he could have done a lot of damage here in this location. Especially since Bodica would have been able to support him quite well. He was being able to reach a decent mass of cavalry while booming quite decently. He was ahead of Dakar in this position, and since unknown player was pretty good, he would also have been quite able to destroy the support from Esu. But still, they had a lot of good trades, especially on this flank here. I think Avron was able to sustain good fights, and they had a really good coordination when Meta Foundation went for this location, and instead of going to Meta Foundations, 3 teams focused together and went for the Keiras and later to Meta Foundations again. And well, after unknown player was able to boom up and get to that stage where he feels comfortable, it was only a matter of trampling everything that he could see. He went for Meta Foundations and Dakeras, and later he went for Dakara here. And yeah, I think that was it. Even though I think unknown player could improve a little bit on his aggressiveness. So for example, he could have done a lot more infrastructure damage here and possibly even killed off the Dakara here. I still think that it was enough just to be able to finish the game. So that's it. So this was the first game from the first week from Team French against Team Centurions. I hope to cast some other games from the team game tournaments, and hopefully you enjoyed it as well as me. I hope you guys enjoyed this game, and see you guys next time.